Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the 100th episode of the Poetry of Painting. I can hardly believe this is show number 100. I just don't know how we got to this point, actually. It's been fantastic. I've had some absolutely amazing poets on the show with me and artists as well. And tonight I've got 3, maybe 4 poets on as well, plus a recording from another poet as well, video to show you, which is absolutely splendid. So let me bring my some of my poets on now and introduce them to you. So we have Yvonne and Steph and Roz. Welcome, everybody. Hello, how are you all?
We're very well, thank you.
Good.
Yes, very well, thanks.
Roz, are you hearing me? I think Roz might have some issues still with her connection at the moment. So thank you all for coming on this show. I think we may have someone else joining us in a little while as well. It's a show that couldn't have happened without you and all the other poets that have been guests, and I really appreciate everything you've done for that. You know, writing poetry, coming on the show, giving up your time and reading some absolutely beautiful poetry to us, which a lot of it has also been included in the book that I put together with my art, some of my poetry, your poetry as well, and which has so far raised over £1,000 for Alzheimer's Research UK. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for that as well. Chris says, hi Fiona, congratulations on your 100th show. Thank you so much, Chris. And Chris has actually been a supporter of the show right from the very start. So #1 fan. Thank you very much, Chris. Brilliant. Brilliant to have you with us. So I know that we've got some readings of various poems that have, one that's been aired before to you, but definitely stands having a second reading to you. A new poem from Roz and a new poem that we haven't heard from Steph as well. And hopefully there'll be something coming a bit later from someone else too. And we've also got a video. So one of my guests from Australia is Skylar J. Winter. And Skylar's been on the show a few times with her incredible poetry. I've actually met Skylar. She's an absolutely adorable person as well. And she very kindly put together a video with music as well by Alex to one of the poems that she'd written about one of my paintings a while ago. So I've got that video lined up now. So I'm just going to play that one for you. We'll start with Skylar reading her poem. Off we go.
There's a storm brewing. Foul weather is imminent, and I fear I will be the sole recipient of its wrath, because it is not possible in the presence of such violent energy for anything resembling fragility to survive. So I breathe deep and brace against the oppressive weight of black swallowed by purple clouds which inexplicably engulf the sound of deep bass thunder warping atmosphere with densely charged ions that adhere corpulent and oppressive to my already biased perspective of what's rolling in across the bay. Precipitation rolls across my skin, a product from within, not of nimbus heart, broken open like the cleft in land below me, separating for forever one side from the other. A division undoable, emphatic, dictating once constant heartbeat will now forever be erratic, mandating heart to never again be worn on sleeve but branded upon landscape for all to see, and today captured in the reflection of storm clouds over Pegwell Bay.
Wow, that was amazing. And the music for that was Alex's own original composition, played on a Japanese flute, which is a very different instrument from the metal flutes that we have. I believe it's made of wood, and in fact there's a recording on YouTube where he's playing it as well, and we've actually shown some pictures of what it looks like, if anyone's interested. I'm sorry, I can't remember the Japanese name for it. It's got a particular name for this type of flute, but it's just I find it just a wonderful haunting sound that goes so well with Skylar's poetry. So thank you very much, Skylar and Alex, for that. Absolutely brilliant. Really appreciate that.
It was mesmerizing. Really, really incredible.
Yeah. I don't know if we could maybe persuade Alex to do some other music for other poets. Who knows? He may do. We shall have to have a think about that. Alex, if you're listening on replay, let us know, because it's absolutely beautiful. Chris says very atmospheric. Love the musical accompaniment. Absolutely, it was gorgeous. So yes. So should we move on to another poem? Sorry, Roz, Roz, were you saying something? No, I'm afraid we can't hear Roz at the moment, which is a shame to say the least. So, shall we move on to Yvonne? Shall we move on to you? Are you ready with your poem?
I am. That'd be lovely. Welcome to everybody who's listening, and fantastic news for 100th show. I can't believe that. That's absolutely fantastic. I was talking to Fiona earlier and saying, what an achievement. I mean, how wonderful. Yes, when I was shown this picture of the hen house, oh my word, it just opened up all sorts of ideas, exciting things. And as I think I know a lot of you know, I don't do rough copies. I just wait for the inspiration to take over and just write it. So this is what I wrote about hen house. The farmstead lies abandoned, with no more crops to sow, a haven now for nature where abundant flowers grow. But nestled there among them stands a hen house, paint like new. The wooden roof staves off the rain, only sunshine filters through. On the grass beside it lay the proof of life before, scattered feathers, husks of corn, and a presence by the door. Phantom eggs fill empty nests, and a cockerel softly crows. Ghost hens clucking low there, but are they real? Who knows? Thank you.
That's lovely. Thank you so much, Yvonne. So good to hear you read it again as well. Lovely. By the way, Chris says that the Japanese flute might be a shakuhachi flute. I can't remember if that was the word, but anyway, that is obviously a type of Japanese flute. So thank you, Chris, for that. It looks like Roz has had to jump off. Hopefully she'll come back on in a minute. The painting, the old hen house, was actually done on a trip to Norfolk. It was a paint out Norfolk, a brush with the broads, it was actually called. And some wonderful people allowed us to paint in their garden where this hen house was. And their garden actually backed onto one of the broads down a long, narrow path. And it was just, the subjects in there were incredible. You know, you had to just, you could pick and choose so many different subjects there, and the hen house was the one that appealed to me, so that's what I painted. It's only a small one at 10 by 12, and it got painted half the time under an umbrella because it kept having showers of rain, and luckily in oils it didn't matter too much because it didn't wash away the paint. But a friend of mine was working in acrylics, and not quite so easy, and as for watercolor, not good in the rain. So I was quite lucky to be using oils, which is my favorite medium. So yeah, so thank you very much, Yvonne. That was lovely.
Thank you.
So would you like to tell us a bit more? You say you just get you see the painting and it just speaks to you.
Oh, absolutely. And I think all the colours and the vibrancy of it and the shadows, everything about it looked a bit eerie and that, and I think that's what probably inspired me to do about the ghost hens.
Yes, yeah. I think that's just such a lovely way to do it, just having, the memories of what used to be there. Just lovely. Oh, looks like Roz is trying to get back on. Let's bring Roz back in. Hi, Roz. Good to have you back again.
Hi. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with my equipment this evening. It's terrible.
Well, let's hope. Tell you what, as you're back on, shall we get you to read us your brand new poem that we've not heard before? Shall we get you to do that while you're back on now?
Yes,
and hopefully we won't lose you in the meantime.
Well, let's hope not. It seems to have dips. I don't know why. This is Dappled Path ×2, because it's the second one of this same picture that I've written. Because do you remember we discussed last time that it was such it needed a descriptive poem, so that's what I've tried to do. Okay. Dappled Path. A wealth of gifts appear in all its greenery, like a rustling, rambling, rolling forest plenary. Fern, sage, and brightest lime, moss, emerald, and dark pine, shades that wildly splash the sunlit scenery. Fine-fingered branches stretch against the light, the delicate blue sky a pure delight, and the patchwork-coloured leaves are nature's cloth, the weft and weave, inhaled like draughts of air, pure, calm respite. A spangled peeping sun dapples like braille, and throws a million diamonds peppering the trail. For my soul to be renewed, I take in this solitude, and like draughts of needed air, I just inhale. Dappled path, you are so rich in woodland grace, a vivid stretch of carpet earth to trace. Silky shadows merge and meld, my open heart transfixed and held, as the painting wraps me in its warm embrace.
Oh, Roz, you've outdone yourself yet again. Not just one beautiful poem about that painting, but two. Just absolutely incredible. And if anybody would like to hear the other poem that Roz wrote about this same painting, it's on my YouTube channel. So hop over and have a look. I'll put a link in the comments later for you after this show. So, by the way, Yvonne, Chris said, great poem after you'd read The Old Hen House.
Thank
and
you.
Has now said another beautiful poem about yours, Roz. And thankfully, you didn't freeze or cut out at all during your reading, which is amazing.
Beautiful imagery, Roz. Absolutely beautiful imagery. I was actually there. It was absolutely fantastic. Well done, you.
Yeah, it was amazing. And now you've frozen, but luckily you didn't freeze on us during the reading, which was fantastic. Roz was actually my second ever guest on this show. First was Mark Simmons, and then Roz, followed by lots of others. So just before we have another reading of poetry, I'm just going to give a shout out to all the people who've helped make this show
It's a miracle.
what it is. And it was a miracle, Roz, you're right. So
It's a miracle.
So especially because you're very broken up again now. So thankfully, your poem worked well. So we've had Ali from the States, and we've had Bernard, Kim from Australia. We've had Margaret from Gibraltar, Mark Simmons from UK, who's in near Northampton. I may have got that. Is it Northampton, Steph? I think.
Yeah,
so.
he's down the road from me. Yeah.
Martin from Scotland. I've making sure I read these so I don't miss anybody out. Rosie, who was hoping to join us tonight but hasn't made it yet. Oscar, who's been our oh, he might not be the youngest. Ali might have been the youngest, but Oscar, who did a couple of wonderful poems for us as well. Reese from Australia, again. Ritesh from this country. Roz, we've mentioned. Skylar, who was narrating her poem in the video that we saw earlier. And Steph and Yvonne, who are with us tonight. So thank you to everybody who has helped to make this show what it is today, and have produced such wonderful poetry, some of which has been in the book that I've already produced, as you know, as I said earlier. And of course, there's a lot more poetry that's been written since then. So there could possibly be another book in the offing in due course. But I'm taking a break from doing the book at the moment. That could be something maybe later this year. We'll just see how things go. But, you know, it was so successful with the other book and raising the money for the charity. I would love it if we could do that again and raise more money. And every sale of each book from the one that I've already published will also help to raise a bit more money for charity as well. So if anyone hasn't got their book yet, let me know, send me a message and we'll get that sorted for you. Yes, Chris says, wow, another book. He's probably actually thinking, wow, oh, that's going to be a headache. But a headache in a very good cause. So, Roz, we've got you back again, hopefully. So let's move on to Steph. Now, Steph is my newest guest poet and has settled in really well to her role on the show, having read a couple of wonderful poems already for us. So, Steph, you've got a poem that's not actually about one of my paintings, but I do have an example painting that might fit with your poem. If I share it, you can tell me if it's any use for you with your poem or not.
Perfect. Absolutely.
Excellent.
Perfect. Yes.
So one of my paintings, together with one of Steph's poems, which is not about the painting, but it will do.
It will do very well. And I just want to say thanks to Mark Simmons for introducing me to Fiona, and I'm really honoured to be part of the show, and especially on the 100th anniversary as well. And and the book is absolutely great, and I've been loved reading it and listening to hearing all the other poets that have written to your beautiful paintings.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Here we go. I'm reading this. It was actually published in the Northampton Poetry Review a little while ago. So I'm reading it from the book today. And it's called I Thread the Needle. I thread the needle, pierce the canvas. In and out the silk strand flows, weaving time, working space. Cross-stitched skies, scalloped clouds above, moss green for lawns below. My sweeping blade makes rhythmic waves, hush and hum, hum and hush. The needle glides, creates a breeze, turning leaves and bending stems, wind through foliage. I link and chain a sway of distant poplars, feather fir trees, fill and form. Seed stripes for drifts of grass and grain, the fabric sighs. French knots dot 1,000 flowers in beds, pimples of pollen, prick and pull, pull and pick. I fan flowers in bells and trumpets, checker butterflies, playing games with shape and shadow. Thick ribbon threads, oranges and glossy reds, flame the firework of chrysanthemums. Yellows bright and burnished stars for sun-kissed petals. Hear the buzz of bees vibrating stamens, the fizz of yarn. Imagine odour-laden air, couch golden cord, the colour of honey, Let it ooze across canvas. Dashes of black and swallows dip and dive through scented air. A slip stitch of white and a distant seagull calls. Now my work is done, tied off. I relax, the garden spread before me.
Oh, that is so lovely. You've painted a picture not only with your words, but we can see it in the embroidery with the stitches and the different, the chain stitches, the feathers, the French knots, just amazing. Do you do embroidery as well, Steph?
No, I don't. Similar to the painting you put up here, the painting I wrote it to just had that sort of imagery in it, and it just seemed to work really well.
Wow, that's beautiful again. Absolutely.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for reading that to us. Excellent. So here we are. Does anybody have anything they'd like to tell us about what's going on in their poetry world at the moment? This is your chance to tell us what's happening, if anything.
I performed at the Playhouse a couple of weeks ago, which was at Leeds Playhouse. It's absolutely fantastic. There were about 20 of us, musicians and singers, and I think it was wonderful. So I did one of the songs, and I also did a poem, which was great.
Oh, lovely. Well done. Yeah.
Is that something you do regularly, Yvonne?
I haven't done it as often as I could. I think it's been very difficult since COVID for me to get my confidence back, believe it or not. I'm a very confident person normally, but it's been, and of course I retired on ill health from school where I worked as well, which was really hard because I loved my job, but I couldn't do it anymore. So it's been very difficult finding me again, I think. It was very difficult. But when I went up on stage and I saw all those people, it was just like fight or flight. And I thought, get on with it. Do it, laugh, just it. So
you've done that first one.
Walking stick, and I thought, right, I can do it, and I did.
You've done that first one now, Yvonne, so the next one will be easier.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. Well, I can tell you about the Bloom show that's coming up. I need to give that a quick plug, obviously. Hopefully you'll all be coming to join us and have a chat and see paintings by not just myself, but by 11 different artists. And we're all very different. We've got landscapes, animal art, we've got figurative art, we've got fiber sculptures, we've got encaustic wax art, so much, even gum art, which is, I'll let you come and have a look at that to see what you think of it. It's different. So that's on the 28th to 30th of April. I'll put details in the comments afterwards as well, but it's absolutely free as well. So why not come and visit 11 different artists in their studios, chat about the work, ask questions. And there's no stupid question. The only stupid question is one that you don't know the answer, which you'd like to know it, and you don't ask the question. That's a stupid one. So come along. We're very friendly. It doesn't matter what the question is, or if you want some advice, or you just want to know how to choose art. Basically, choose what you love and what you want to live with every day that you see it. But there are other considerations. How to hang walls, maybe how to frame a painting you've already got, lots of information that we can help with, and just enjoy chatting with you and meeting you. It's not a selling exercise. I mean, yes, if you want to buy something, that's fine, we'll be very happy, but there's going to be no pressure at all to buy anything. It's an exercise, a show, an event to get to know people and to build relationships and help you understand more about art and get to know us and get to know our art. So we've had people that come along. There are 4 shows, by the way. So on the Friday night, it's 7 till 10. These are UK dates and times. Saturday, 10 till 1 in the morning, and then 7 till 10 in the evening, and Sunday, 10 till 1 as well. And we've had quite a few people that said, I'll come along for 10 minutes and, just to show my face and, and they've stayed for the whole 3 hours and come back to another show because they didn't get to see everybody and talk to everyone. So it is great fun. We've had some fantastic feedback on it. So, do come along. Oh, Chris says it's a lovely, welcoming format. It is, absolutely. So there'll be artists there from England, Scotland, Italy, Australia, Switzerland. So many people there to meet, and such different types of art as well. So come along and enjoy it, hopefully. And it's completely free, but you do need to register for the tickets because it's held on Zoom. But it's not just a boring, you just go into a Zoom call. We'll all be in our own individual studios, and you'll be able to move yourself between one studio and another and think, who shall I go and visit next? And there'll be a room where you can also take sort of some chill out time and decide who you want to go and see next. And there'll be Steve on reception, who is great fun, very friendly, and he will be able to tell you about all the different artists. If you need some suggestions, don't know who to go and see next, he will be able to tell you and give you some ideas, depending on what sort of art you like. Or you might just say, surprise me, send me to another artist, and you can go and have a look and have a chat. And if that art's not for you, you can just move on to another room. So, and yeah, it's great fun, and really looking forward to it immensely. We only do one show a year now as well, so if you miss this one, you've got to wait another year to get the next one. So come along and join in the fun. So yeah, that's I'm still sort of like, I can't believe this is the 100th show already. I find it quite staggering, and I'm just so grateful to you. I'm very grateful to all the people who have been watching, liking, commenting, and just enjoying the show as well. So thank you to everybody, whether you're watching it live now, on replay, or indeed if you're watching it on YouTube after it gets posted there. So thank you so much. And don't forget to like my YouTube channel if you would, to subscribe to it. That always helps. And one other thing, which I haven't said for a long time, is to remind you that if you like my work, if you like my art, if you want to know about paintings before they go on social media, before they go on my website, sign up to my newsletter. You can do that easily on my website, www.fionahooper.com. Very easy. And you'll be amongst the first to know about new paintings as they come up. So get on my VIP list, and that would be lovely. You'll get to have lovely new artwork in your inbox before social media sees it, and the opportunity to have it on your wall if you love it before anyone else snaps it up. So there we are. So I know we've got some of you already booked in for more shows in the future. Yvonne, we need to get you booked in as well. I don't think we've got you slotted in yet for another one. You can't escape that easily, and you're on mute, by the way.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's fine.
Get you sorted out with a date. Steph, I think we've got you booked in already for another date.
I don't think we've got an actual date.
We've got you booked in for writing.
I need plenty of notice.
Yes. So yeah, it's been a great ride, and I don't know, will we make 200 shows? Who knows?
We will, I'm sure. Yeah.
Easily.
Was that easily? Oh, right. Okay, Roz. Well, I'm counting on all of you and all my other wonderful poets for help with that, because I can't do it on my own. I need you guys to do this with me. So thank you so much, everybody, and all the people I mentioned earlier, all my guest poets, and also a couple of other people who've been on the shows, like Sammy, who jumped on when
I may have to get.
Oh no, we never know what Roz wants to get. Roz, you were breaking up again there. Was it a new computer, she said?
Totally.
Anyway, thank you all ever so much. We're at the end of our time. 100th show has gone just as quickly as all the others. So thanks everybody for watching, liking, and thanks for all your support, and look forward to seeing you next week with 101st edition of the Poetry of Painting. Take care, everybody. Thanks again.
Bye.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Yvonne, Roz, and Steph.
Bye.
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 Bye.